So every business owner is asking the same thing, right? How do you actually succeed online? Today, we're going to try and find some answers by really digging into the playbook of a company called Alba Digital. They're a digital agency that's been around for, get this, over 2 decades. We're going to look at their whole strategy, from building a killer website all the way to using AI. So, yeah, let's jump right in.
And really, this is the big challenge, isn't it? The internet is just so noisy. How on earth do you make your business stand out? I mean, just having a website isn't enough anymore. You've got to be the one people actually choose. So where does an agency even begin to tackle that?
Well, it all starts with a total shift in mindset. From what I can see, Alba Digital doesn't just look at their clients like another paycheck. Nope, they see them as partners. This isn't about just building a website and then, disappearing. It's about getting into a long-term relationship, a real commitment to helping that client's business grow.
And here's how you see that philosophy in action. Before they even think about writing a single line of code, they just listen. Seriously, they dig deep into the client's business, what their goals are, who their customers are. And you might ask, why bother? Well, it's simple. They want to make sure that what they build is a real solution for a real problem, not just some cookie-cutter template that looks pretty but doesn't actually do anything. Okay, so once they've figured out the why, then it's time to get to work on the what. And this is where they start building that digital foundation. For most businesses, this is going to come down to one of 2 main things.
So here are the 2 big paths you can take. Think of a modern website as your digital business card or your storefront. It's all about your brand, who you are, and attracting people to you. But a professional web shop, that's a whole different beast. It's a pure sales machine designed from day one to turn visitors into buyers and make the whole process super smooth. The real key here is figuring out what your main goal is. Are you trying to build a community and relationships, or are you all about driving sales right now? Look, having a solid foundation is absolutely crucial. But we all know the digital world changes in the blink of an eye, right? So this brings us to the really forward-thinking stuff they do, especially how they use AI. And honestly, this kind of tech is becoming non-negotiable if you want to stay ahead of the game. So you're going to see this term AIO. It stands for AI optimization. And you're probably thinking, okay, what is that? The best way to think about it is like giving your website its own brain. This AI is working for you 24/7, just humming away in the background. It's automatically testing things, tweaking content, and boosting performance, all to make your site as sharp and efficient as it can possibly be. And the best part? You don't have to lift a finger. Okay, this next part is super important to get. We all know what SEO is, right? Search engine optimization. It helps people find you on Google. Well, AIO is the next step up. It's about helping AI find you and understand what you're all about. And with AI pretty much driving everything now, search, content, you name it, this isn't just some nice little upgrade. This is literally future-proofing your entire business online.
And believe it or not, AIO is just the tip of the iceberg. They're also using AI to build some really cool custom stuff. We're talking virtual assistants that can answer customer questions any time of day, or smart automation that just smooths out all your internal work. The end goal is always the same: make the business smarter, faster, and way more efficient.
All this cutting-edge tech is amazing, but it's pretty useless without the human touch to make it all work. And that brings us right back to their central idea of partnership. It's a philosophy they've clearly built up over decades in the trenches. And here's the number that really puts it all into perspective. 25+ years. They've been building digital solutions since 1999. I mean, think about that. They've seen it all, from the dial-up days to the AI revolution. To last that long in the tech world, well, that tells you everything you need to know about how adaptable and reliable they are. So what does that partnership promise actually look like in the real world? Well, it seems to boil down to 3 key things. First, they actually get your business. Second, they build something with a clear plan and content that actually connects with people. And third, and this one's a biggie, they don't just hand you the keys and walk away. They're there for support for the long haul. Of course, any company can say great things about themselves, right? The real proof is in what their clients, their partners, have to say. So let's check out a couple of the testimonials they feature. This first one from a client, Darko, really hits on that whole listen first thing we talked about. You can feel it in the quote. He's not just happy with the final product. He seems genuinely blown away by how well they understood his business and what his customers needed. Then there's this one from Lydia, and it points to something every business owner fears: wasting time and money. It's that classic story of trying things that just don't work. What she's saying is finding the right partner from the start would have saved her a ton of trouble. Not just cash, but time and headaches too.
And lastly, this one from Carla really drives home that whole partnership that lasts idea. This isn't a one-and-done deal. We're talking about a relationship that's been going on for years, built on being consistently happy with the work. That's the goal, right?
So, after looking at how they work, the tech they use, and what their clients are saying, it all kind of boils down to this one simple question they pose on their website. It says, "Imate ideu?" which just means, have an idea. It's such a direct and simple question for anyone with that entrepreneurial spark. And their answer is just as simple and confident. Mi imamo riešenie. We have the solution. It's basically them saying, you bring the spark, we'll build the fire. So I guess the big takeaway here is that a real digital partner is so much more than just a website builder. There's someone who gets your business, he uses tomorrow's tech today, and who's actually invested in your success. So maybe the real question isn't just, do you have an idea? It's, are you ready to actually build it?